Welcome to Conversations with Malik podcast, coming to you from Long Island, New York, stuck in the damn house, okay? Quarantine city, baby. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'd like to thank everybody who supports and listens and watches this show. All of the PR people, I want to first give a shout out before I get lynched, literally, to Yvonne Diva Daz. I will not forget to mention you, okay? And everybody, and honestly, everybody who helps out with the show. Kareem the Dream, Raheem, Justin Maz, co-host Jeff Joes, Mona Bish, everybody who sends us everybody who sends their people over for us to interview. I appreciate you. My man Eddie Box been sending a lot of people. Eddie Box from Philly, sending over a lot of interviews. So I'm blessed and fortunate. And of course, everybody that's on the front line, people who are out there risking their lives.
Yeah.
Or, to help make others safe. We appreciate you. We value you, and to everybody who's lost loved ones as a result of this, our thoughts and prayers go out to you from Conversations with Malik, and that's real talk. Delvon Johnson, what's up, man?
Not much these days.
I'm sorry. I must have just given you one of the worst introductions in the history of intro. I said, Delvon Johnson, what's up, man? I'm sorry because I have my moments where it hits me and I'm just like, fuck, I'm tired of being in the house.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm lucky because I got my Uber, so that keeps me occupied.
Right. Well, he's from fashion, etc. And I'm a fan of you guys. You know that I tune in, I watch, I make my comments. So how you doing? What's going on?
Well, for the past 4 months, I've been like you said, not quarantine, but in the house for the most part. I'm a social drinker, so I don't drink in the house. So I had a drink since February.
Oh shit!
So that's a good thing, I guess. So okay. I don't see what is the point of drinking in the house. I can get drunk and look at the walls.
Right.
So like if I drink, I'm usually going out, and there's nowhere to go other than to do takeout. So I've been sober, and the replacement has been lots of sweet foods. So now I'm a fat dog, and I like to eat peach cobbler and apple pie and pound cake and ice cream all day.
Oh my goodness gracious! Whoa, that's the crew. Peach cobbler, apple pie, ice cream. Oh, forget about it.
Yep. And I got a big, nice piece of apple pie. I'll be eating right after the show.
But you're gonna have to fit in those fly clothes that you got. Don't get too big.
I know. I haven't been dressed up. I mean, this is just taking an impact. My shoes are collecting dust. By the time we get back on track, I'm not even gonna know how to dress anymore. I've forgotten.
Oh shit!
Crazy.
Oh damn! But so I hear that you got a book coming out. You're working on your third book. What an accomplishment! Shout out, kudos to you for that. Talk to me about the book.
So all of my books are continuous. So like the first, Love Yourself First, the first one is the beginning of everything. And then the second one is Mirror Mirror, which is what I'm basically promoting right now. People can get both of those two on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles and those places. And then the third book, the continuation of Mirror Mirror now, is a whole nother story. So each book has its own storyline, but you meet the characters from the previous books in the most current, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
So in book number 3, there's a young lady, her name is Tara, and Tara is kept. And when I say kept, she has a husband that pays for everything, the extravagant trips. She had the house on the hill.
Yeah.
all that good stuff. And he's a business person. He works in advertising, and he's always traveling. So the basis of that book is control, and so he controls her based off of her being a kept woman. And so he does whatever he wants to do. He travels all over the place and blah 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 blah. But she has to ask permission to do things. She can't have any friends. He really wants her to be in a social circle, in the area, like in the lavish area they live in, which she doesn't fit in because she's kind of from. She was poor, and they met in college, and he had the whole plan set because his family owned like a stream of restaurants, and she was like on a college loan thing, and her mother didn't have the money, and he went through her mother to get to her, knowing that the mother was going to be like, you need to be with him because he's going to take care of you for life and that sort of thing.
Wow.
So as the story goes on, he's traveling all over the place and doing all this stuff, and she starts kind of venturing out and doing things because she's tired of sitting in the house. And her best friend's kind of like the buck ghetto girlfriend that they've been friends forever, and she just refuses to not be her friend because of what the husband's saying. And the story twists, and it turns into a big mess because she goes out and gets into a big car accident, and then the husband comes home and finds out that she was out without his permission, and all of this is going on. Meanwhile, he's getting down on it all over the country with men and women.
Oh,
so that's And then one of his regulars, one of his regulars. They meet at the hotel every so every time when he flies back in. Camcords their little encounter.
Messy.
So he has a plan to blackmail him. So that's the of the and that. I don't have a title yet, but I'm working on it.
Listen, that sounds juicy. That's like one of them old soap opera twists.
And then the other characters from the other book, they're also involved because Isaiah, who's in book 1 and book 2, he's the best friend of Dwight, ends up getting involved with that guy. So that's how it draws in from the other 2 books, is because one of the main characters ends up messing around with that guy.
Gotcha. So I see you putting it all together.
Yeah.
Are some of these stories stuff that you, 1, maybe personally experienced, or 2, seen other people experience?
The first book is a lot of what I experienced.
Okay.
And what I did was I added in my creativity part. Like, for example, Dwight Jones, who's the main character in the first book, he's in the first, second, and third book. That's Dwight and Isaiah are the ones that create the company, a fashion company. And so I always wanted to be in fashion when I was writing the book. So I created a person like that was me in fashion. And that's how that creativity came in. I was working corporate when I wrote my first book. So I started using things that I really wanted to do, and I believed them. But also at the same time, I added in some reality things that was going on, because the initial book was written based off of revenge of a previous relationship I was in, and revenge in a way that I was trying to be fabulous and become a star, and like wish the person didn't do what they did in terms of us breaking up, and making them wish that they were still with me. So in the book, when I finished it, I put in the acknowledgments, I thanked the person for putting me through what they did, because without them, I wouldn't have, where would I be? Like, I kind of don't know. Like, if I didn't go through that whole experience in that relationship, would I've really written a book? And would I met Yvonne? Would this be happening with fashion, etc.? Where would I be? Or would I still be working a 9 to 5 somewhere? Like,
Gotcha.
So that was my initial start with my writing, and I never stopped writing. So Love Yourself First, I made one part of the book, but I continued writing, and that's how Mirror Mirror came in. And then once Mirror Mirror was done, I continued the story on to the next. So I have five books written, and they just need to be edited. So I finished writing the book that, well, it was supposed to be called Undercover Lover, but I think it's kind of cliche. So I'm gonna probably put a different title to it. But this was maybe 2013 when it was finished. So now I have to go back and I have to update it. I gotta put Uber in it. I gotta put Lyft in it. Everything is limousines and stuff like that was relevant back then. Yeah. But I gotta update it and make it more 2020.
Yeah, the world has changed quickly in like 3 years.
And quarantine's definitely got to be in there somewhere.
Oh, goodness gracious. Quarantine, stay at home. If I see somebody else post another stay at home, I'm cursing them out. We see it enough, or I don't need you to post it on your social media. We see it enough all over the place. Every damn commercial, every time we turn on TV, stop posting the shit on your social media. Stay at home. We know already.
I almost had an anxiety attack last week because I'm watching it. I'm a CNN junkie, so I'm steady watching the news, and they're talking about it's just so many different factors in this huge mess. Like you got our friend Trump saying one thing, then we got the governor saying something else. They want to open schools. They want to close the schools. They want to open up businesses. Right. But the Rona, as I call her, Rona is still roaming around here. Rona. And if y'all let these people just go loose, then that means that we're going to be back when we started all over again. Right. And then we got the meat packing situation, and it's going to be lack of meat and agriculture and food, and people are hungry and unemployment. And it just goes on and on and on. Like, it's just like, what? And then what really got me was they were talking about the trickle effect. So, when it comes down from, we go from federal to, the governors, then it starts to affect cities. So, like sanitation and stuff like that, like little things that are in our cities that are going to be affected. That's really scary because ultimately everybody's going to start running out of money. And they're going to be able to pay for things, like picking up your garbage. So that was when the anxiety started kicking. I was like, okay, I need to eat and take a pill and lay down. Turn off CNN for 3 days and just stop.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing because I love CNN. I love Anderson's Cooper and Don Lemon, and I'm not too much into Cuomo too much.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not into. Now his brother, the governor, I'm into him. He has shown himself to be. They might have to. I think they're gonna convince him to run in 4 years.
I agree. You don't want to do it.
Yeah, he don't want to. He don't want no part of it. Yeah.
No, because he knows the dirt and the grime that's going on down there.
Yeah.
And he would have to adopt all of this mess.
Right.
And I wouldn't want to adopt this mess. I really want Obama to get involved. Obama, where are you? What's happening?
You know what? I read an article today that being that we on politics, and that's why I love talking to you, because I know you and Yvonne, y'all touch on everything, in fashion, etc. Listen, if you ever tune in, you're on Facebook, check them out, fashion, etc. Give them the link again so they can find you.
Oh, it's fashion, etc. Midday edition, FB Live. By the time you type in fashion etc midday, it'll populate itself.
Right. So listen, I know y'all talk politics because I listen to y'all. Like I said, I'm a fan. And I heard some rumblings today that Biden might be considering Michelle Obama.
I said that. I called it because I was talking to somebody. They were like, "Oh no, they would never put Michelle Obama as his running mate." I said, "Listen, Michelle Obama would bring the house down. I'm just saying,
house to the floor." Listen, let me
That
tell
that
you,
White House.
let me tell you something. If she agrees to run with him as vice president, they're gonna beat Trump.
Listen, she will have that place whipped into shape in 6 months.
They're gonna beat Trump. I'm not too sure if he's gonna beat him now. It depends on who he chooses.
Yeah.
He's already said it's gonna be a woman. Now, if he goes with Kamala Harris, I think that could,
I'm not really a big fan of hers. She was boring to me.
Yeah. So I just don't know who he can choose as a woman that's gonna take him over the top.
Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams.
She's a good fit, possibly. But Michelle Obama is just like, it's like, like that's perfect.
Perfect. Because now we got both the families again.
Yup. That means Obama's back in for another.
Exactly.
That's really a good look.
Exactly.
Because they channel each other. So a lot of what Obama was doing, Michelle was in his ear, and it's gonna be vice versa because he got the experience.
Right.
Gonna be real good. That would be a good look.
That would be a good look, man. And so, have you been catching up? You've been watching a lot of TV. You've been like, have you been seeing like different shows like Wendy Williams is home looking?
You know what's funny? They're all doing what we do now. They're doing fashion center. I've been doing for 3 years.
Right. So I kind of feel good. I'm like, yeah, motherfuckers, join us.
Yes. Now y'all know we're our pain. Y'all don't have all the glitz and glamour like we do in the studio. Y'all gotta do it like we do it.
Like we do it. Get a taste of it. Now y'all can get a better appreciation for what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fashion. Right now, this would be the time of year where spring wear would be like, everybody would be kind of starting to bust out the spring wear, right?
Yep.
And the nice rain jackets, the little Burberry rain jackets and this and that, like it's raining today, the rain wear and all this stuff. The different, the shoes will kind of start making their way in, the lighter clothing, the lighter colors usually starts to pop back in around this time.
Yeah.
What is the fashion industry? How are they gonna adapt and adjust now with how all of this is gonna roll out?
We were talking about this, masks and gowns. We were talking about this, and they were like, we were saying that this mask thing is gonna become like a trend.
Okay.
Now, I don't know maybe it might become a trend, but I ain't wearing no mask. I've been wearing the mask for 4 months already. And then to turn it into a fashion statement, it wouldn't be for me. Because I'm tired of wearing masks now, so now it's going to be fashionable.
Right.
I doubt it. Although I have a really fashionable mask.
Gotcha.
But I have to, it's a little tight. It's all diamond studded here. Like here's all blinged out.
How would I have guessed?
Egypt Ufale made it for me and sent it over. It's cute. But I just gotta loosen it up some because it's like sucking my face. And I'm kind of scared to wear it because then people are gonna be looking at me like, where the hell is he going?
Right. You're supposed to be staying at home. Where are you going with that badge? You must be going somewhere.
Right, exactly.
So what are they gonna, what is the fashion, but what is, okay, so once this breaks, what do you kind of see people wearing?
I think for the most part, things will probably go back to normal. It's gonna take time for people to readjust because there's just so much going on that, people aren't concerned about fashion right now. I'm not even concerned about fashion right now. Every once in a while, I'll put on, my leather jacket and maybe my bracelet to feel like I'm doing something with the music playing in the car to feel good. But it's gonna take time to get back into that spin because people are not worried about what to wear because, but first of all, they don't have any place to go to wear it.
Right.
So, you know, it's just, and no stores are open. So that means that there's no stores open. Are the designers designing new looks? Is there a trend? I mean, we don't even have the time to even talk about that. Like, there's nowhere where are we talking about it? And why are we talking about it when we can't do anything with it at the moment anyway?
Exactly. And it's sort of like this thing has brought everything to a crippling halt.
Everything. I can't even look at my fingernails. Now, you know my nails stay done.
Yo, and you know I take care of mine too. And I'm like, I did my own little thing. I went and I cut them. And then I went and got the buffer, the shine, you know.
Yep.
And
they look good. Mine look horrible. First of all, I had to break off the gel and all that stuff for mine because it was all stuck. So I had to break that off. And then some of them were all beat up, and they're growing back in slowly but surely now. So once I do that, then I'll buffer them, and then I'll get some clear polish, and we're going to just be real natural from now on. And then my hair, oh my God. This, oh my God, about a week ago, I looked like a wolf. A straight wolf. And what happened was, you know the thing we do like this? So you're lucky that you got a baldy.
Yeah.
My hair grows in, and it's usually, this is about the length that I usually wear my hair.
Right.
So the thing that you do this with is, you know, that. So I figured, okay, maybe I'll use that to cut some of the hair down. Maybe it might just cut some of it off. So here I go, and oh my God. So now I got patches all over my head. This was last week, literally. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't go out like this. And I was okay, it's nighttime. So I just throw on some shades. No one's gonna notice. I'm in the car. So after I was done, I went to Walgreens to go get some clippers, but everything is closed early. So I'm thinking 12 o'clock. You know, nope, everybody was closed. So the next day I went to Target. I found the best wild clippers at WAHL. Best clippers I could find. They had everything in it. Had scissors and brushes and all the clips and everything. Yeah. So I got home. I went straight to the bathroom and I started cutting. So it was coming down. It was looking good. Had the shape up going. I was all ready. And it was a little bit of hair over here that I needed to get rid of. Forgot to put the clip on and did it again. So now I got another big patch missing again. So what I did was I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I just cut it all the way. I was looking like you a week ago. But it looked decent.
I should have interviewed you last week. I should have interviewed you last week. That would have been dope.
So everybody is going through the motions. Nail salons open, girls are going natural with hair. Everybody got afros, afro puffs, unless they got their braids done right before the thing. Everybody, I see it. It's right on the front line. Nobody has no weave. None of that. All of that is out the window right now.
Out the window. Everybody's living with themselves, right? And let me tell you something funny. Right before this hit, I was considering one of those men hair units because the barbers is doing it, right? And I bumped into somebody I knew, and you know, as long as your hair growing on the side, it's cool. They put the hair up there, they shave it down, they shake it.
Yeah.
So I was considering doing it, and then I was like, you know what? Let me hold off for a second. And then this hit. So I would have been all jacked up. I would have let my hair grow. I would have had a man unit. People would have saw me with hair, and then I would have no hair, and they would have known it was fake.
And then what I was gonna do for my birthday, I wanted dreads, like silky dreads. So they have a way it's a certain way they can do it, but they put it in, and you know, same concept of what you're talking about, but it's just longer. And then you have like, you know, I was gonna have like a button up, you know, with dreads. Mm-hmm. But the only reason I didn't do it was because they had to order. It was a whole process. They had to order it online, and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I forget it. And it was like $130. If I would have got that done, I would have been in so much trouble right now. Wow. Because by the time it only lasted but so long, and then it would have been coming out, and then by the time my hair would have been growing, I would have really looked like a hyena from The Lion King.
A wolf, hyena from The Lion King. What's next? One more name before we finish what you could have been looking like. Oh, goodness. Well, look, man, we're all doing our best, the best that we can right now. As long as we're alive, we're safe, we're healthy. We got a shot at, I think we got a shot at, at life. You know what I'm saying? How y'all been doing with your interviews and doing the show and stuff? What's going on with the show?
Well, the show's on hiatus because we have to respect the social distancing thing. Right. And that's all we say. If Yvonne sneezes on me or cough on me, I'm going to have to smack her in the face. So we have not been doing any shows. We've been doing like sporadic shows here and there, but I've been by myself and I'll talk to everybody, and Yvonne will do hers and she'll talk to everybody. We've been doing it that way until we're able to get back together. We're not sitting on the same couch.
Okay.
Especially with her coughing stuff, because she be coughing like the world's coming to an end.
Yeah, well, y'all could always do this, do Zoom, and then record it and upload it to Facebook.
Oh, that's true. I see this is my second time on Zoom. And it's funny, I didn't even know. I was like, I'm not being bothered with this. It was my friend's birthday. She was having this little thing yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I was in the bed, and she's like, come on, jump on the thing. And I'm like, oh, my God, I don't even know how to do it. And I got on. So yesterday was my first time on it. And then I completely forgot about this today. And Yvonne was like, you're going to be on Zoom with Malik. And I was like, oh, okay. And I already knew how to kind of work it because yesterday.
Right.
So it kind of worked out.
Yeah, I just started last week, and I'm getting kind of good at it, and it's helping because now I get to kind of interview people from all over, and I really think it has turned into a tool for me because I got people from all over the country that now I can get on the interviews and just upload it. So it's cool.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Well, with the Corona thing, some of my crazy experiences that have elapsed since it's gone down. First of all, both my parents are in nursing homes. I'm not sure if you knew that, but they're both in nursing homes. And what happens is I found this out later. What happens is when there's a case inside the nursing home, they call all the people's families that have family in that nursing home. So I didn't know this, but I found out later. So I got a phone call from the nursing home saying, we're calling all the patients of the family members that have family in a nursing home to let them know if their loved ones have been put in the hospital. So my first instinct was, oh my God, my father got the coronavirus, he's in the hospital.
Right.
So it was like 7:00 at night. I'm having a heart attack, I'm crying, everything's going crazy. And I called the next morning only to find out it was just a general message.
Oh.
So that freaked me out. But in the interim, people saw my posts on Facebook and all this kind of stuff. And Cheryl Wills of New York One reached out to me to do a video message to my father who's in a nursing home. So it led from that.
Nice.
And which was kind of crazy, ironic. It was really ironic, but he's okay. Yeah. And so that's good. My mom's okay. I checked on her. They had cases in their facility too. In fact, one of the I had to pick up one of the nurses today doing Uber, and she was saying that several of the aides had died, and it was like 18 cases in there. So, but my mom, but they say my mom is all right. So that's a good thing. And then I'm on dialysis. So my arm where the access is like there's an aneurysm, meaning it's just like, when you're consistently penetrating the vein, it gets big, it swells. Mm-hmm. So there was a few things that had happened with some of the texts and stuff, and they stuck me wrong and whatever, and it made my arm get really, really swollen. Oh. So I ended up going to the access center, and then they wanted to make sure that there was no blockage, that would cause any issues. Yeah. And which I was freaking out because I was like, I'm not going to no hospitals. No hospitals, because that's where Rona is. And I'm not going to I ain't in the mood to go see Rona. We're not doing that. Yeah. So the place where I went wasn't really a hospital more. It was like a vascular surgeon doctor's office.
Gotcha.
And the way they have it set up, they only have like 1 or 2 patients at a time in the entire office. So
Wow.
like I was like the only one in there when I went in. They have it scheduled that way.
Mm,
So
mm.
what they were saying after they did the blockage, the balloons and everything, they were saying they wanted me to do the surgery so that I can make the aneurysm thing go down. I've experienced this already with my right arm, and it's just a lot to deal with by itself. So I'm a little apprehensive now. It's like, okay, they want to do it on May 20th. So I'm thinking, okay, May 20th. I'm thinking to myself, I think I need to wait a little longer to see things calm down. Because what's about to happen, what it looks like about to happen, it looks like all hell's gonna break loose. And so I'm trying to decide if I should do it now or let the hell break loose and do it after or what. Because
this is what everybody, and this is why I don't, and before we close, this is why I don't understand totally how this thing is gonna roll out, because it's gonna happen in stages, not just of how the government allows it, but how people want to come out.
Yep.
And listen,
if Florida is any indication of what's gonna happen, we are in trouble.
Listen,
the way they jumped out in that beat to Jacksonville.
Exactly. And let me tell you something. I've been saying this from the beginning. The solution is everybody getting tested. The solution is everybody getting tested. Because once everybody's tested, we know who has it and who doesn't. And
right.
Who has it, you stay home for 2 weeks, and who doesn't, take your ass to work and go do what you got to do.
Exactly. And not only that, but companies, come on now, common sense would say companies, restaurants, stores, whoever, y'all can temperature people when you're coming in, just like you check people when they're going into the store. You can just check their temperature. That's a great start to indicate if there's something that's not right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also, I created a in the midst of all of this, I was just so frustrated with, because Donald Trump is not going to help us.
No.
We depend on him. We all gonna be dead. So, what I did was I created a Facebook group called Corona Coalition United, and basically what it is, it's a social media blitz. So what it does is it allows us to, well, first of all, we all join the group, and then we go into the Puff Daddies and the Queen Latifahs and the Barack Obamas and the Hillary Clintons, and we tweet them and we tell them, because we have to basically, the whole point is to unite as one and try to make a difference. And that's why I said my first tweet was to Barack Obama, straight up. Before I even created the group, I was tweeting him saying, is there something you can do? And the reason why is because we know that he has such a great relationship with all these people around the world. All the world leaders loved him, and they got along with him so well. So if he can go and gather these people together and figure out a way, because this is a worldwide, it's worldwide. So you need to go get all these world leaders and pull them together, and y'all need to come up with a solution to fix this. And that's basically what it is. But in order to do that, we have to, it's starting with me, and we have to go and tweet the Oprahs and tweet the Ellens and tweet all these people, and we hashtag Corona Coalition United. And then as it grows, people start saying, well, what is Corona United? And then, they'll jump on board, and then their voices that have heavy influence can start making a difference with all of what's going on.
No doubt. And listen, before we close, I want you to tell everybody, give them your social media links, how they can find you and find the book.
Okay, so here's the first book. Let's Love Yourself First. And it's on Amazon. It's just type my name in, because now there's about 1,000 Love Yourself First. When I first did it, there was none, but now there's 1 billion of them. So you can type my name in, Delvon Johnson, and it'll actually bring up both books.
Gotcha.
Second book is Mirror, Mirror. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. It's okay. And this is kind of like about the Me Too movement, kind of, sort of. Ironically, I didn't write it in for that, but when I released it, come to find out, it was really the premise of it really revolves around a guy that wants to make this girl a superstar model. Excuse me. And she's caught in between letting him make her a model or just staying in her world. But of course, if she took the opportunity, it's going to come with a price. And we know what that price is.
Right.
If you get my drift.
No doubt.
And so they're both on Amazon.
Okay.
And they're on Kindle and all that stuff. You can download it if you want and everything.
Beautiful.
So,
listen.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead.
My website is delvonjohnson.com. My name on Facebook is my name, Delvon Johnson. Instagram is @fabulousbook. And Twitter is also @fabulousbook.
Gotcha. Listen, thank you. Good to see you. Stay safe. You know what I'm saying? And then next time we talk, you can tell me, like which was the next thing you was looking like. Because you was
might be Kermit the Frog. Who knows?
Well, listen, we end the show like I normally do. Brother Malik from Conversations with Malik loves you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Peace. Take care, Del.
All right, Malik.
Later.
Later.